Look at this guy. Way too thin. You know he doesn't have milk coming out of his titties anymore? No, no more.
And that is precisely why I mute all the gym training footage that I show here on the review channel. What's going on, my fellow pump enthusiasts? Hope you guys are doing amazing. I have a product here I'm going to be reviewing today that was sent over to me by my good friends over at Blackstone Labs. If you haven't seen it yet, guys, I urge you to watch the video review that I dropped right before this one. I did review their Dust X pre-workout, which I do have right over here. Right here, guys, their Dust X pre-workout. I did just drop the review for this one. It's the video right before this one, so go back and check it out. This is meant to be a companion product to Dust X, and what I'm talking about, guys, is their pump formula known as Hype Reloaded. Yeah, guys, this is a minimalist label, nothing too stacked, nothing too crazy here, but it gets the job done. I got some gym footage, which I will be sharing with you really soon. I really enjoy this product. It's very solid, and it is really good as an add-on kind of product. I ran this one twice. The first time I ran it just paired with 200 milligrams of caffeine about a week and a half ago, and then the last time I ran it was a couple of days ago when I was training with my good friend Timmy, which you heard in that introduction clip. Timmy's always talking smack, but that's just the kind of guy he is, and I love him for it. But anyway, guys, I did pair the two together. I gave Dust X a very positive review, and today we are going to be talking about the pump formula. Is it worth picking this one up and pairing it with Dust X or with anything else that you would like to pair it with? Let's talk about it. So yeah, guys, Hype Reloaded is Blackstone's lab pump formula, and it isn't particularly stacked. It isn't one of these crazy pump products that has nitrates and a whole crap ton of citrulline and glycerol and whatnot. It's a pretty minimalist kind of product, and it is really meant to be more of an add-on product as opposed to a standalone non-stim formula that has a whole loaded label full of different things, strength output ingredients, nootropics. This one doesn't have these kind of ingredients in it. It's strictly for the pumps, and it is really meant to be an add-on product. So we're going to get to it, guys. We're going to break down the label, but before I do, let's talk about the flavor. So as you can see on the tub here, guys, this here is the sour gummy flavor, and it's pretty decent. It's not offensive. It definitely doesn't have a nasty aftertaste. It's actually one of the better gummy flavors that I've had. If you've ever had any sour candy, sour gummy kind of flavor, you know what I'm talking about. It has a little bit of a bitterness, a little bit of a synthetic sourness to it, and sometimes it could be a little too artificially sweetened for my personal taste. This one here is actually kind of on the lighter end, and that is because it is a lighter scoop. It is a lighter formula. There isn't a whole bunch of ingredients in here. It's a pretty minimalist label, like I said at the top of the video. So that also does include the flavoring. Goes down pretty easy. Nothing offensive here. No gag reflex. It's a solid flavor. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get down to this label. So as I mentioned earlier, the scoop size on here is pretty small, coming in at only 11 grams, so definitely light. And I do like that because if I'm already taking a pre-workout that has, I don't know, anywhere from 18 to 25 grams in a scoop, the last thing I want to do is pair another 25 to 30 gram scoop on top of it. Then it's going to have my stomach heavy and bloated, and it's going to make me lethargic. I'm not going to want to train. I'm going to be out of it. So this is light on the stomach, goes down easy. And like I said, it also does help with the flavor being on the lighter side. A lot of these sour gummy flavors are very intense. This one's definitely lighter, and I do appreciate that. So overall, no complaints here. The scoop does weigh in exactly at 11 grams, so they got it right. But as always, guys, weigh out your pre-workouts, your stimulants, your pump formulas. Better safe than sorry. We are also getting 25 servings in here, which is great value for money, especially in 2024. In general, Blackstone Labs is really good when it comes to the prices of their pre-workouts. They're very affordable, and they do give you those extra servings. So great company. They really do care a lot about the people. They care about their customers, and they do give you good prices. And you also got discount codes such as mine, which I will plug a little bit later. Let's get down to breaking down this label. We start off with citrulline malate 2-to-1 ratio at 6 grams, which is pretty solid. It's not mind-blowing crazy because that essentially means you're getting 4 grams of L-citrulline and 2 grams of malic acid, but it's enough. It's not a crazy amount like some of these pump formulas today go to 10 grams of L-citrulline. This is more on the minimalist side, and again, it is meant to be an add-on product to add to pre-workouts. And most pre-workouts in this day and age already have some sort of citrulline in it. So 6 grams is solid, meaning you're going to get 4 grams of L-citrulline, 2 grams of that malic acid, and it's solid, it's light, it goes down easy, and it's more than enough to get a good pump in the gym. Glycerol monosaccharate comes in next at 2 grams, so not a big dose, but it's actually pretty well balanced because a lot of these glycerol liquids that give you anywhere from 10 to 20 gram doses are going to have you really puff up and blow up. This here is going to have you puff up just a little bit, but not to the point where you're going to be blown up. It's going to kind of give you a little bit of a watery look, but you're still going to retain the vascularity and the quote-unquote hard pump. So overall, it's a really, really well-balanced amount of glycerol, and I think it works in this pre-workout's favor, trying to maintain the entire concept of being light on the stomach and not having a big scoop. I think 2 grams really does work in its favor. And looks like I was wrong. We do have one nootropic in here being alpha GPC, but it only comes in at 300 milligrams, so it's not such a crazy big dose. 300 milligrams is going to give you a little bit of a good cognitive feeling, a little bit of clarity, but definitely not as much as 600 to 800 milligrams of alpha GPC. So that is the only nootropic that is in here. I did forget about it, but yes, you do have 300 milligrams of alpha GPC, which I think is pretty good. Most pre-workouts are going to have a little bit. Not every pre-workout has it, but it doesn't hurt to have 300 milligrams of alpha GBC. I like it. It's definitely going to enhance the experience. And then we got horny goat weed at 150 milligrams. That actually is supposed to help with libido, and it also does help with blood flow in general, which does translate to pumps. So interesting ingredient. I don't see that in a lot of pump formulas. I can only think of another pump formula off the top of my head that does have it in there, but that's pretty much it. So it's an interesting ingredient. It's different. It's unique. I dig it. 150 milligrams. Can't go wrong with it. And next up, we got potassium as potassium chloride, 100 milligrams. And we finish off the label with L-norvaline for additional pumps at another 100 milligrams. Before I break down my experience running this pump formula 2 times, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share the channel with a fellow Stim junkie or a pump enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Okay guys, so what does High Stim Ace think of Hyperloaded? I'm going to tell you right now what I think of it. I think this is an excellent product. It's a minimalist label, and there's nothing in here that's too crazy. A lot of these pump formulas in this day and age try to outdo each other with crazy efficacious dosages. A lot of them are going to have beta-alanine, a lot of them are going to have betaine anhydrous, and usually some of them will have more glycerol, anywhere from 5 to 6, sometimes even 10 grams of glycerol. But this one here is simple, it's minimalist, and again, this isn't a non-stim pre-workout. There's a big difference between a non-stim pre-workout and a pump formula. So a non-stim pre-workout is going to be something that does have those strength output ingredients and much, much heavier doses of nootropics, something like L-tyrosine for focus, maybe beta-alanine to give you the tingles and a little bit of endurance. And it's essentially a complete package, just no stimulants, right? So something you want to take in the evening time, or maybe on days where you want to cycle off stimulants and kind of reset your tolerance a little bit. So that is a non-stim pre-workout. This here, Hyperloaded, this is a pump formula. So even the ingredients in here, the pump ingredients, aren't super crazy, overloaded, overdosed. It's dosed just right. You're going to get good pumps on this, especially if you know what you're doing. You know how to actually activate the pump. You're working hard in the gym, lots of sets, lots of reps, time under tension, full muscular contraction, mind-muscle connection. You're utilizing all these principles. There's no way you're not going to get a great pump on this, especially when you pair it with a great product such as the Dust X pre-workout. And this one does have a little bit of citrulline in there as well. And it brings me back to what I was saying earlier. Most pre-workouts today, even high stim pre-workouts, are going to have at least like 3 to 4 grams of citrulline. Not all of them, but I would say like 90% of pre-workouts today have some sort of citrulline in it or some sort of pump ingredient, right? Something. So you're going to pair something like this and you're essentially not going to get any diminishing returns, because if you're going to take a pre-workout with 5 or 6 grams of citrulline, and then you're going to pair one of those crazy pump formulas that has another 10 grams, and it brings up the citrulline content to 16 grams, you're getting diminishing returns. And at that point, you're just wasting your money, you're pissing it out, and it's really just a waste of time and a waste of money. So with a minimalist label, such as this one, this is meant for stacking, guys. So if I want to run a non-stim pre-workout, I want to go to the gym and really get in a crazy hour and a half, 2 hour session without stimulants, then obviously I'm going to reach for something else. I'm not going to reach for this pre-workout here. But if I want a good pump and something that also tastes good, goes down easy, light on the stomach, light scoop, then this is a great product. I'm going to reach for it and I'm going to have a good time with it, because this here is a really, really solid experience when it comes to getting those vein splitting pumps in the gym. So the last time I was at the gym and I paired Hyperloaded with Dust X, I met with my good friend Timmy and we did hit chest and triceps together. We had a really epic session and it took me a couple of sets to really warm up, really get into the flow of things. But once I did, I really started feeling unstoppable. The pre-workout was doing its thing and I took the pump formula at the same time. I did drink them separately, did not want to mix the two together, but the pump formula went down easy and I started hitting the chest, and I did a little bit of chest press, didn't get any footage of that, but then we started hitting the machines and really the pumps were coming in very, very nicely. I noticed a nice dry vascular pump. Timmy did mention that I was looking lean and hard, and I was very happy about that because I am a bigger guy and I am trying to lean out. That is my current goal. That's been my goal for a very long time. So me and Timmy were hitting a lot of sets. We were working certain machines differently, but he was doing his thing, I was doing my thing, but we were within the same vicinity. We were exchanging sets and we did hit a couple of things together, but overall, really, really solid workout experience. I had great energy and the pumps were just really, really solid. Good, hard, dry, vascular pumps with just a little bit of the puffiness from the 2 grams of glycerol, which I think is a really, really good balance. I don't think when it comes to these lighter pump formulas, you want to overdo the glycerol because then you're just going to go in a completely different direction with the product and it's going to end up being a glycerol-based product, which is really going to blow you up and give you more of that wet, watery pump. But this here is more of a dry vascular pump, really solid, very good experience, really good sense of well-being. You're looking in the mirror, you're feeling yourself, you're looking good, you're looking jacked, juicy, but really tight more than anything. And I was really, really happy with it. My friend Timmy was happy with it as well. We were really training hard that day, hit chest and triceps, and it was a great experience. Looking at this label alone, a lot of people are going to dismiss the product and they're going to say it's not worth picking up. They'd rather go with something more loaded. And I can understand that. At the end of the day, it's your choice what you decide to go with. But me personally, this product worked really, really well for me. And a lot of times, less is more. A lot of times when there's too many ingredients, then things can kind of not work the way you want them to, not as they are intended in your body. Your body's going to prioritize certain ingredients over other ones, and you may not get the results that you're desiring at that moment, but this is an easy to understand label. It's minimalist, it's effective, it works, and it gets the job done. So you can't go wrong with it. 25 servings, it tastes pretty good, and it's affordable. So guys, definitely, definitely worth picking this one up. I give it the seal of approval, and I think it's a very, very solid pump formula. If you guys want to pick up Hyperloaded, Dust X, or anything else that Blackstone Labs has to offer, you can head over to blackstonelabs.com and don't forget to use discount code ACE15 to save 15% off your entire order and help support this channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found it to be beneficial to you, then don't forget to like this video, comment down below for the algorithm, share the channel with a fellow Stim junkie or a pump enthusiast. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. High Stim Ace, signing off.